Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Monday View and I've been having some technical difficulties this morning, so uh, uh, I apologize if I'm a little frazzled. um, Today we are looking at the Cool Bank colored pencils, which is our pencils of the week. This is the original 72 set. The numbers on the color chart that I have here are my own numbers. They are not numbered or named when they come to you. They don't even like the old ones didn't even have the Cool Bank name on them. So they are a very basic set of pencils. And like I said, these are the originals. If you purchase the Cool Bank 180s, which are on sale for Black Friday sales right now, they will not be the same pencils. They will have names, numbers on them, and that sort of thing. However, they are the same as the Brute Funer 180s, the Sioux Color 180s, the Color 180 Black Barrels, that sort of thing. So if you already have one of those, I would not suggest purchasing the Cool Bank 180s. The 160s is another set that they have. It's 160 colored pencils and it's a fully colored barrel. It also has names and numbers on it. However, I found that the set I received were very scratchy. So I wasn't very fond of those at all. I do believe I still have them around here somewhere. I think I tried to send them back and they said, no, keep them, and just gave me my money back. So I'm not sure if the colors coloring style or technique has changed in me since I purchased those 3 years ago. But it is one of those things that I just didn't like and I haven't gone back to try them out again. So at some point I may pull them out this week and give them another test run and try them again. And if I do, I will do that live on a video with you guys and give them another shot. But I have to find them first. I'm pretty sure they're stuck in a box somewhere um, where, of course, I can't reach them at this moment. We are also going to continue with our Art Matters today. Matters is written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Chris Riddell. Chris Riddell is the illustrator that illustrated 100 Hugs, which I did 100 Days of Hugs on a couple of years ago. I have been coloring this book for almost 2 years now. So, but I will hopefully finish it this year. Um, and this is the page that we will be coloring. Last week's page was this one here, and we'll be coloring this one this week with the Cool Bank colored pencils. So as you can see, the colors in the set are quite nice. We've got our yellows into our oranges, our pinks into our reds, our blues or our greens, sorry, into our aquatic greens into our purples, and then into our blues, our browns, and then into our grays and blacks. So it's got a really good range of colors. There's a couple of colors that when I first laid them down on a piece of paper to put them in order, um, looked like they were blue on the paper that I put them on, and then when I did the swatch weren't so blue. So this one here needs to be over here after number 40, and there was another one. This one here needs to be down here in the blues. It looked more green than blue, one of those blue greens, so it should probably be over here. But other than that, I think I've done okay. This one here needs, I'm going to have to go through them and rearrange them again. I did do the testing on these. They did not pass the water test, so they definitely move with water. The reason why I do a water test is because I do a lot of things with stickles, glitter gel pens, watercolor gl glosses and stuff like that to make sparkly things. So I need to know if it's going to drag that color with it. And that's why I do the water test. if you do a lot of watercolor backgrounds or watercolor as well as coloring, make sure that you do your watercoloring first because it is definitely going to move. I did not scrub the paintbrush against these at all. Um, and it moved a lot, so it's definitely going to move. Also moved with my smudge test, which the reason why I do that test is because I know with the chemical composition of my hands that it smudges pencils. So some pencils, not a whole lot, and it can be dealt with, but some pencils like these ones here, it smudged a lot. It did a three-color blend quite nicely, as well as the rainbow blend. We have our red orange, our yellow orange, yellow, our yellow green, our blue green, and our blue. So we've got a light green, a dark green out of the blue and yellow, a dark red and a light, or a dark orange and a light orange with our reds. So it did very well with that. This one here is the Caran d'Ache blender up on top and the Derwent blender on the bottom, and both did a fairly good job of moving that color around. However, I did find that the Derwent blender lifted a little bit too much of the color off. This one here is done with white, and even though the white is quite translucent, it did lighten the color quite a bit, because this color is the same as this color. So it did lighten the color quite a bit. It did, however, move it into the white spot, which did blend it quite nicely. Now, the reason why I do a white test is because I need to know if the white is translucent or opaque. And if it's too opaque, what's going to happen is you're going to end up really dulling down your color. If it's really translucent, it makes a fantastic blender because it's the same composition as the rest of your pencils. The same type of wax was used, everything else. So it creates a better blend. Um, um, it gives a better blendability. That's the words I'm looking for. Than using something from a different manufacturer. So if I can use the white, I will use the white to blend instead of a blender. Unfortunately, some will change the color and lighten it a bit or change the um, tone of the color with the white. All right, so that is our Cool Bank colors. Now we're going to zoom in and we're going to do Art Matters. And of course, we are also going to be live tonight doing our um, Mystical Lands, the Mystical Lands Chronicles, Christmas Crystals and Chrysalis. So we will be finishing or working on that page tonight. I can't guarantee we'll finish it, but we will be working on it. I did work on that and did do the tree, finish up the tree from Saturday. So I'm going to zoom you in. So if you get motion sickness, that sort of thing, please look away. And there we go. We are zoomed in. Now I'm going to put my clamp there so that it doesn't pop open while I'm trying to color. So we have our lovely person here under a comfy cozy blankie, and it says make it on good days too. So in the previous pages it was throughout bad days to make good art, but it's also good to make good art on good days too. So we're going to color this one. We're going to give her a lovely purple. I want to give her a purple pillow. So I'm going to grab this one and this one. I believe that the colors I want. And I think number 52 as well. One of the things about these that really bugs me is the fact that there are no numbers on them. And on the dark ones, writing a number on them is really kind of difficult. You can't really see it all that great. So I'm going to actually put little number tabs on the backs of these. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Now, I will not be posting the swatch chart for this set because of the fact that everybody um, that purchased this set has different um, ways of numbering them, and my numbering system may not be the same as anybody else's. So it is definitely not one of those sets that is going to be universal for everybody because there are no numbers on the pencils. It would be very difficult to go through and see which pencil goes to what number. However, I can post it from 1 to 72 and you guys can make up your own mind. I suppose. Okay, so I'm just getting in back here behind her head with the darker color. And down here. These are all the folds in the pillow from her laying on it. Trying to make sure that my hand's not in your way. Make sure that we don't color the page itself. Now this book is not a coloring book, so you will find that with some pencils you're not able to get as much color on the page as you would like. So be very gentle with your colors. Don't press too hard on the page. And of course, make sure that you put something behind the page that you're coloring so that you don't transfer the color from the previous page or the ink from the previous page to the next page because it will if you're not careful. Large areas. I know it's kind of boring, but all right. So I hope you all had a great weekend. Of course, this week is Thanksgiving on Thursday. So for all of you out there that are Patreon Fairy members that come to the Thursday Patreon help sessions on Discord, that will be canceled this Thursday because of the fact that it is Thanksgiving, and I will not be available. And I'm quite sure you guys won't be available either, so I've got family things to do, like a whole lot of cooking. Which I'm quite sure you guys do too, so I do hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Of course, remember all the things you're thankful for this year, or throughout all of the years. Everything that has given you a blessing in your life, make sure you say thank you for it, whether it's in your head or uh, you know in your prayers or anything like that. Just make sure that you show gratitude for the things that enhance and have made your life happy and that sort of thing. All right. Like, I'm very thankful for all of you. I'm very thankful to my husband, um, to my children. Some days, I'm not too thankful for my children, but that's every parent. Um, That sort of thing. I'm thankful that they created color pencils in the world. I'm just going through with that medium tone now. Extending out that dark area. These pencils are not fantastic on this book. Like I said, they are a layering pencil, and even though I'm getting a good layer of color down, the page isn't going to allow me to get more than one or two layers down. So I'm not going to completely go into the full area for the light. I'm just going to put that there, and then I'll go over the edge of it with the light to get it to blend together. So we've got some light beams coming in here. That's what I'm assuming that is anyway. I'm hoping. So we will put some light color there. I'll use a Prisma white to lighten the color there. This is a really big pillow. For this tiny, tiny person, it's a really big pillow. Just saying. All right. Okay, so I think we need a little bit more up here. And like I said, I'll come back through with the Prismacolor white, which will lighten the colors in the area that I want the light beam to be in. And then I think it's this one. Just going over the edge. Trying not to go over the edge of the page. Trying not to put too much weight on my hand, because like I said, the paper will not take a heavy hand, and I want to be able to at least try to blend some of the edges together. It's also picking up any marks that were made on the other side of the page from a heavier hand. So, like I said, the paper is very thin, so if you use a harder pencil or a really sharp pencil, it is going to make indentation whether you have a piece of paper there or not, um, depending upon how hard you're going to be pressing. So if you're going to be pressing quite hard, you will find that you have left an indentation on the other side of the page, which will show in the coloring. All right, now we're going to take our Prisma white and we're going to come through here and put our light area. And I am pressing a little bit harder because it is a Prismacolor and they can smush into that area quite nicely and change that color for us a little bit, like so. All right, now for her blanket, I think we're going to go with, let's go with a teal color. So number 38 and 53. Nope, that's not the right one. That'd be this one, I think. Okay, so that's 53, and this one should be 38. All right. I'll give it a sharpen. So this one is 53, which is the darker teal color. It's more on the blue side than the green. And I'm just going around the pages here because as you can see there's some depth there. A bit of a pile up. So we want to put a little bit of shadow behind it. Okay, and then we've got the other side of her knees here, which is going to have movement in the blanket itself. So that's the area that we're going to put the darkest colors. Of course, like I said, this is not a coloring book. So Chris has already put in where those shadows and that movement is going to be. And we're just following the movements that he has put into the page just with a bit of color. Now I'm not going to use a 3-color blend for this. I am only going to use a 2-color blend. And we'll see where that gets us. I might have to grab a lighter color just for the lighter areas. But I'm finding this paper is not taking 3 colors very well, so I might have to just do lightening with the hand so that it gives you the different levels of color. So you can get three tones, 3 levels of color from a pencil. Of course, we know that we can get a dark and a light, but we can also get a medium tone, just depending upon how hard you press on the pencil. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing here, is I'm going to be developing those tones with pressure on the pencil. So this one here is the lighter of the blue-greens. And it's got a touch more green in it than the previous one, so it's going to blend really nicely. I'm not worried about the inconsistencies in the paper too much because this is fabric, and fabrics have inconsistencies in them. So when you're coloring fabric, don't worry too much about the white spot. Don't worry about too much about your blend, because especially if you're doing a large piece of fabric such as a blanket or anything like that, it's going to have those inconsistencies in it, in the folds, in the weave of the fabric, that sort of thing. So don't worry about removing those too much. Now, if you're coloring a satin sheet or that sort of thing, silk handkerchief, you may want to worry about the consistencies a little bit more. But with blankets and stuff like that, the weave of the fabric will give you inconsistencies. So, like if it's a nice wool blanket or a heavy comforter. Now, I'm not going all the way down to the corner of the page. I'm just coloring in, and we'll fade that out into this area here. Like so. Going back and forth in different directions so that you get a good coverage. And it still gives you that shadowing area. And we're just going to very loosely bring that color down there. Like so. And I'm using a really light hand because I want that color to look faded and be lighter. Like so. Alright, now we're going to do her parchments. So I'm going to grab this one, this one. Alright, we're just going to put a little bit of this one down here. On the shadow areas. then we're going to take the lighter cream. We're just going to bring them in to that shadow. Blending that color, the darker color, in to the rest of the page, like so. And then we're going to do the same thing with the one that she's drawing on or writing on. We've got a shadow here from her knees. Like so. And then we go in with the lighter. And then for her skin tone, I'm going to take this one here, which is number 8 and number 16 and number 12, which I think is already out. Maybe. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to start with this one here, which is a dark salmon-y pink peach color. Dark peach. That's going to be our shadow color. And then we're going to take number 8, which is more of a peach tone. Sorry about that. I'm waiting for a message, so I can't turn that off. Alright. So this is more of an apricot. And then we're going to use number 12, which is a bit more of a pink. Which is going to be our blending color there. And then for her eyes, we're going to take this one. My arm will let me. Put some color in her eyes. And we're going to go back to that. No, I want this one. Maybe, yeah. And go back to that light brown that we used on our parchment. And we're going to do her hair. And then we're going to come back through with her eye color. And do our little flicky flickies. My goodness. People just want to text me today. I think it's a notification thing. I've got to turn off those. And then down here for the pencil. And then a little bit of pink for the eraser. And Let's do her coffee cup in red because, why not? I like a red coffee cup. Okay, so there's the base color, and then we're going to come through with this one here, which is a little bit darker. And then a little bit of that medium brown. For the bed stand. And some of the darker brown. I know I have it here. I think this is it. And a little bit of gray. For the steam coming off the cup. And a little bit of light yellow coming from the windows. There's our light. All right, so there we have our picture for today. It says make it on good days too. Now, as you know, what he means by make it on good days too is even if you're having a wonderful day, staying cozy and warm, tucked into bed, enjoying a day off, you still can make good art. All right, guys, so that is our Art Matters for today. Again, this is the Cool Bank colored pencils, is the view, Monday view. I'm going to zoom you out so you can see the swatch chart again. It's a good selection of colors, and like I said, these are very old. Well, not very old, like not as old as me, but in color pencil terms, they are an older set. There has been some modifications and changes in the brand since I purchased this set. So a lot of the colors and of course all of the numbers of the pencils themselves are not going to be the same as your set. If you purchased your set recently, you're going to have completely different variations of colors and numbers and names and that sort of thing. If you purchased your set 2 or 3 years ago when they first hit the market, you're going to have the same color variations that I have here if you purchase the 72 set. Um, like I said, I'll pull out the 160 set and I'll play with it a little bit. And if I find that it's something that I can maybe um, use with the style of coloring that I do now, maybe I will do a quick review of them again. Uh, if you want to see the review for the Cool Bank 160s, it is in our videos, I do believe under Fun Stuff Friday. But I can't be positive. I will, of course, pull them out and give them a shot. Like I said, my style has changed over the years, and I may actually find that I like them now. I don't know, but I will give them a try. For the testing of these pencils, they did fail the water test and the smudge test. They do blend three color wise to give a gradient blend, but they also blend very well for a rainbow blend. They work best with the Caran d'Ache blender instead of the Derwent blender, and they do blend with the white. However, the white does have a little bit of opacity, so it does change the color slightly. So with that, that is our Cool Bank colored pencils that we will be using for the rest of the week. I can post this below the video if you would like. Um, Quite literally, it's just a blank swatch chart with 1 to 72 on it. So if you have a blank swatch chart, you're going to be doing the same thing that I did here. Here is our Art Matters for the day. It says make it on good days too. And basically that means even if you're having a great day, make good art. Because your imagination can change the world. Thank you again for watching. Of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And always, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye bye for now.